Kia ora koutou and welcome to week 3 of Who's Right. So we're going to have a look at the very contentious and fascinating issue of performance enhancing drugs in sport. So this week we covered definitions of human enhancement. We looked at 2 definitions. One is basically enhancement as improvement. And that seems just awesome, right? I mean, if Furkan was to prepare a Turkish dish for me, and I say, Furkan, this is great, but it needs more cream, I'm going to whack that in, and some cheese, not enough cheese, well, I've improved it. So we both have better food. And isn't that good?
I will oppose to that, saying that Turkish food has its own authentic recipe. You can improve it by just adding the cream. Maybe you can make the same argument for people in the sense that you can say that, well, we run fast enough, we don't have to run faster, so we don't need to enhance it. When it comes to sports though, I think enhancement drugs should be allowed in all sports, because once one person uses it, everyone has to use it. And also I think it would just create a more entertaining game, a more competitive game, which is why we watch sports, right? Just like an example, a fictional example, think about people fighting in an arena like a gladiator, but they can just heal instantly. Wouldn't you like that?
Well, I love it. I love the way you're projecting the food, Turkish cuisine, which is lovely. I mean, it is Turkish. I just wonder, maybe you can answer later after I give my detailed response. But I mean, Turkish cuisine in Hamilton, is that good or is that not? But you're not prepared to do that. You don't want to protect humans, and it's true. But it is the case when you look at performance enhancing drugs in sport. You look at you watch something like, say you like tennis, and you watch the Australian Open tennis. Well, the person in the men's game, Sinner, who basically won, he's been done for doping. And so the consequence is that you actually have a whole lot of people competing each other, and I don't want to put it too strong, and please don't sue me, but a lot of them are on drugs. And so when you go and watch tennis, you might think, I've played tennis, and if I was a little bit more lucky, I could maybe have been good enough to play in the Australian Open. But that's probably false unless you have the drugs. So the drugs are a prerequisite. And it seems to me, my personal thought is there's not so much of a difference between that and watching robots play sport. Because, cars can go faster than I can run. Cars can go faster than any human can run, but I want to watch humans rather than cars.
Well, I get what you're saying, Nick, but the problem here is that when you think about it, watching a car race is something different than watching a running competition. So, of course, if I'm watching a car race, I'm expecting something different. But let's say I'm watching a running competition, I would enjoy it more and I would like it more if everyone is running faster in the competition and everyone is enhanced. What's wrong with that? And I would also like to watch robots fighting. That would be fun, but that would be something different than a sport that humans are playing.
So you don't want to turn humans into robots, but you want them to go faster. At what point does a human become a robot? So I mean, in a way, this guy Sinner, who won the Australian Open, managed to. He was done for taking performance enhancing drugs. I mean, he's an amazing tennis player, but I imagine with robotic arms, he'd play even better. And aren't you on a slippery slope where you're basically sort of, once you've said yes to Sinner taking doping, aren't you saying yes to robot arms?
I will disagree with you again, Nick, because a cyborg is something different than a complete robot, right? A cyborg is a human being who has mechanic parts. And I would like to watch a cyborg MMA fight. That would be really, really fun. but they're still human. They still have the human face and the emotions. I can see it. They're getting angry. They're competitive, right? But if robots are fighting, it might ruin the fun because they don't have the emotions. I wouldn't want to cheer up for one robot. But if humans are controlling the robots with a neural link that they have in mind, that they're implanting in their brain, then I would like to watch that as well.
Okay, so I love it. So the humans are kind of almost vanishing. So where have they gone? It's like, oh, here are two robots fighting. I could be Furkan and I. They could be Furkan and my robots, but we're in the background. We're hidden somewhere. But in a way, does that even matter? You could take us out of the equation. It could be Elon Musk controlling them from wherever he is and whatever he is.
I know where he is.
Well, what is
On
it?
the bypass.
Do you know what he is? Is he actually human? I don't know that people know that.
Yeah. I mean, there was a movie like that last week to mention that. I don't remember the name, but people are like having gloves, and with that they control the robots boxing with each other, and it was quite nice. I mean, we have different opinions. I don't think we have to agree on this. But what do you guys think? Who's right? Would you wanna watch an enhanced sport, or would you just wanna watch boring old, unenhanced?
Awesome. Good. Oh yeah, so